So in this video, we're going to return to the world of Reddit and look at a few more stories or cases posted on the various subreddits. In the previous videos, I touched on GeoCities galleries and Whippy as as internet archives, which if you watch are definitely very interesting. But as I said, yeah, look, we're gonna return to Reddit now and check out some more stories or cases on the various subreddits. So the first story in this video we're gonna look at is from the r/creepy subreddit. It was posted by Zen Master Z and looks like a repost from a different subreddit. So the caption of the picture, this image is an example of colonial celebration of destruction. And then the caption from the original post, as you can see, is this 1890 photo from the Michigan Carbon Works factory in Rogueville shows a massive pile of bison skulls, which were set to be processed into products like bone glue, fertilizer, bone ash, bone char, and bone charcoal. So this particular post had 18 comments. One of them, this picture always disgusts me, and making jokes about it will never be funny. Nothing is funny about genocide, old or current. Some of y'all making tasteless jokes in the comments need to realize they did this to starve indigenous Americans into extinction. This was genocide. Then this person had three replies. Yeah, okay. Yeah, doesn't look today. And someone else said they killed off bison to almost extinction, primarily because it was Native Americans' food and resources such as hide and horns. They wanted to somewhat control them by cutting them off. Native Americans move around with the bison herds to different regions where the bison graze or rested, which is true. The Native Americans definitely did follow the food around. Um, look, there's definitely looking at that photo of what was occurring in the 1890s and what people know from that time period where settlers were killing animals strictly for fun and then leaving and then only taking little bits and leaving the whole thing to rot was obviously not great in the least. And yeah, look, it's definitely not good. I mean, look, that image in itself is definitely telling. On to the next one. So this next story was also posted to the r/creepy subreddit, and it's titled "My Friends Experienced Something in the Woods." So they said that they went quadding around 11 p.m. February in 2023 in northern Alberta. He's kept this story to himself and surrounding family. Family thought he was crazy, especially our friend. Now they heard small footsteps at first, thinking it was small game like rabbit or a coyote with sticks breaking, but soon as the footsteps closer, the footsteps started to sound huge, something they never heard before or experienced, especially with bears or moose. He took this picture, and once they saw what they saw, they got out of there. I would too. Fading in and out of reality, there are multiple of them in the background. Can even see a couple of faces. Original image is the first one, the other is edited for more exposure. Now, this is where it gets interesting. My cousins said they experienced the same thing 4 years ago, but in the summer with late night quadding. Once I showed them the image, they said my friend isn't crazy. The only thing I've experienced out of the ordinary was a UFO sighting in broad daylight with my cousin in Nipawin, SK. This UFO was at least 100 feet above us. This lasted for 30 seconds. Then the last couple of seconds, it disappeared, or cloaked from the left side to the right side. Crazy experience. I'm more eye-opening to people's experiences now. Could be other dimensional beings crossing over to our dimension from other planets, from other realms. Parallel reality, spirits, demons, extraterrestrials, jinnins. I have no idea what could be out there. What do you think? So as we see, this is the original image. Can't really see much as obviously he said it's 11 p.m., so it's quite dark, I would assume. Then this is the second image, brightened for exposure. Well, look right there, you can see a shadow, whether or not it's an existential being, ghost, paranormal, Sasquatch, whatever you look. Honestly, it's just a shadow. Is there something standing there? Yes, but who knows? Look, you can't say what it is based on that other than it's a shadow. Let me know in the comments what you think it is. Some Sam Squatch Man Bear Pig. Fair enough. That's just Alan. He likes to watch. Fair enough. Looks like branches and brush to me. Paradolia. The alien has a sweet heavenly voice like Urkel, and he appears every Friday night like Urkel. Scuzzlebutt. Fair enough. Look, as I said, there's a shadow, can't tell really what it is to say. As I said, yeah, let me know what you think. If you like this video, give it a like. If you like the channel, give it a subscribe and hit that notification bell to keep updated about any future videos. So this next story comes from the r/WTF subreddit. The title of this post is "Getting High in the Middle of a Highway." There's a video company with it, which I will play, and then we'll have a discussion afterwards. Situação desse carro. A rodovia lá do evento. Olha a situação disso. É, amigão, você tirar isso da massa ambulância aí, amigão. Eu ajudo você a tirar o carro, truta. Daqui a pouco vai chegar alguém aqui pra pegar a sua vida, amigão. Ô, você tá travando a vida de todo mundo aí, truta. Quebra essa. Pode, Tito. Pode, pode ajudar? Pode. Deve ser assim. Pode. Vou te ajudar. Tenta tirar, vou te ajudar. Vou te ajudar. Você me ajuda, irmão? Tirar aqui? Vamos tirar o carro dele aí, me ajuda aí. Bora sim. Aonde? Aonde? Só foi no carro. Só foi no carro. Sai do lado, pai. Vem lá. Deixa eu te ajudar. Põe o carro do lado. Meu irmão. So as you can see, there is a male individual sitting in his car in the middle of a highway and apparently not in the right space of mind and under the influence of something. Who knows what? He appears to be holding a can of what we can only assume is alcohol, and there are people who obviously have come up to his car to find out what's going on and try to assist him. I mean, look, obviously he shouldn't be behind the wheel of a car to begin with, given his state of mind. It's obviously a very dangerous situation. Look, some of the comments look sad, reckless, and insane, but ultimately this guy was someone's child and is sick. Then someone comments, "Yeah, I sincerely hope he gets the help he needs and makes it through." Look, at that, I, wholeheartedly agree. Hopefully, this young person or this individual got the help that he requires, given the precarious situation he has placed himself in. Someone's I it's actually better that he's not driving, but I mean, to be fair, he was behind the wheel of his car and had to be driving to get to that situation. Very sad, very dangerous. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, look, as I said, hopefully this individual gets the help that he requires. So this next one is titled "Hit and Run on a Traveling Food Seller." Look, the title there is pretty self-explanatory. And based on the quick little video that was posted, it's lucky the individual was not injured. Yeah, look, based on that video, it's very lucky the individual with the food stall was definitely not injured in that. The car, it looked like, basically just ignored him and kept going. Look, some of the comments, dude's entire livelihood gone, just like that. Poor guy. I hope that wasn't all of his product. Someone said the product isn't the investment; it's a motorbike outfitted with the rest of his tools, which is 100%, 100%. It's his motorbike. This is honestly heartbreaking. This sucks. Looks like dude had an intricate and well organized setup. If someone finds a legit story about this, I'd donate some cash to the dude. So, okay, so here's another thread that it was actually resolved amicably. So let's have a look. There's again the same footage. Unfortunately, it looks like, yeah, I'm not too sure, but yeah, look, hopefully it was resolved amicably. So this next story comes on the r/paranormal sub, and the title is I think my husband's brother is haunting us. So the OP wonderful underscore impact 2729 posted. For context, my husband used to have a little brother, and I'm not sure how old my husband was when he passed, but I know that his little brother was 5 years old, and his favorite toy was a Buzz Lightyear toy, which we recently brought into our home. Since we've brought this toy home, both of us have been hearing little knocks at the door. We live in a two-story house on the bottom floor, and I babysit the 5-year-old girl that lives upstairs. And these little knocks sound like when she knocks, but when we go to the door, there's nobody there, and we know for sure that it is not her because, for one, we'd be able to hear her running up the stairs if it were her. And two, the door has a window on it, and she always peeks through the window after she knocks. This has happened multiple occasions, and I cannot find any other explanation for it besides my husband's brother being attached to his favorite toy. I've spoken to the other people who kept this toy in their home, my mother-in-law and husband's uncle, and they have had similar experiences, plus other things like the toy randomly going off. It has no batteries and apparently hasn't had any since the child passed, or children talking or playing with someone who's not there. Now I'm afraid of my husband's little brother, just a little freaked out because I've never lived with a ghost, at least not that I know of. I've never experienced this, and I was wondering if there was anybody out there who could give me advice on what to do or how to coexist with this spirit. That's pretty spooky stuff, actually. Some people go, regardless of what's actually happening, just want to know is your husband handling all this okay? This stuff can really rock the boat emotionally. OP responded, my husband hasn't said anything when we were talking about what he we wanted to do and how to handle the situation. He said it's probably just his brother and he doesn't want to get rid of the toy. I'll keep an eye on him. But as far as he's made me aware, he's okay with it. Someone else said it doesn't sound like anything bad is happening. If there's a negative behavior later, address it in the same way you would with a 5-year-old child. I would advise against a lot of interaction. There may be other things that take advantage of your sympathy for a child. If you do speak to him, use his name and make it clear that you are only talking to him. So far, nothing has happened, and I'm praying it stays that way. Definitely try and get the 5-year-old to communicate with him. Ask her, like, if she has any friends in the house or anything. My concern is, though, if it's not actually his brother and I have her communicate with him and he ends up being a bad spirit, posing his little boy, that could have a not so good outcome, and I don't want that to happen. That's fair enough. Look, I'm overall, I'm not a believer in this type of stuff. Obviously, spooky things do happen. Sometimes the mind does run wild. Who knows? But it's obviously little knocks here and there without definitive proof of what's actually going on. There's no way to actually know. Look, as someone else said, you could address him by his name and ask him if he's there and let him know it's okay. And if he could knock like he has been, to let you know if it's him, to let you know. And if it's not him, then we don't want anything bad to come from this, but can you please stop knocking? I guess it's a way to address it. Who knows? But spooky stuff nonetheless. So the last story comes from the r/paranormal subreddit. The title is Clear Figure at the Stanley Hotel Captured. So the OP, traditional row 662, posted. So the first photo is the hallway of the Stanley Hotel in Colorado, an infamously haunted hotel known mainly for The Shining by Stephen King, which dramatically explains his experiences. The hotel. The second photo, which was a burst photo taken within seconds of the first photo, has a very clear figure at the end of the hall. No one has been seen or heard when the photos were taken. We didn't notice the figure until we got back to our hotel room and began to look through the photos. I'm sure there were comments like maybe you didn't see them, maybe, however, they're walking in a direction that is not immediately out of a room nor hall. A burst photo is very quick and would have captured them exiting the hall room. Also, hotel room doors are not very quiet, and we would have heard the door shut if one did exit. So here's the first photo from the OP. As you can see, there's clearly nothing in the hallway. Then the next one, you can clearly see right down there. There is something there. And then third one, I guess what they've zoomed in on the second one. It's clearly old style clothing, Victorian-ish, if you will, gray hair, very dark shadow. Um, But as I said, the OP said these were burst photos, so it's highly unlikely that someone would have been able to exit a room in a matter of seconds. Then just to be, and someone said, which is fair enough, just to be sure, I'd check with the Stanley to see if they had anything themed happening around that time, just to make sure, fancy dress. But even outside that, it's a possibility someone was living it up in a fancy dress there. My best friend and another friend dressed up as the twins from The Shining when we went there a few years back, and they caused quite the photo op. Look, it's hard to say what it is. It could be just someone because of the hotel dressing up as in Victorian era clothing. But look, who knows? Who knows? Look, I'm not going to say it's paranormal. It could just be someone, but obviously, as the OP only took a couple photos, it's hard to say. But if it is spooky, it's spooky. But if not, look, it's clearly something there. Can't say what it actually is. Thank you. And on to next time in the next video.